Cool. So, like I was saying, the people who don't complete the two from here on forward, I'm going to give a makeup assignment, and this makeup assignment is literally just to prove that like you want to be in the class, and what it is you have to complete and send me a code challenge for 7 days straight. Like, and it's not, I just want to be clear, it's not 7 code challenges. It's one code challenge a day for at least one code challenge a day for 7 days. What that's going to do is um, it's going to build this it's going to build up your tolerance for for doing code, and it's also going to start building good habits, because y'all really should be looking at code every day, if not every day, every other day, um, because like I said, on the job you're going to be looking at it every day. So you might as well just get used to it now. So the makeup assignment is to do one a day for 7 days straight, and then after you do that, you go back to the regular like 3 days a week, whether you turn them all in on Saturday or turn them all in on Monday. Um, but yeah, but again, the seven is seven, one per day. If you turn in seven, if you turn in seven on the first day, you still got to turn in one at the remaining days, and it is to get you to code every day. And obviously, if you miss that, then it's nothing else I can really like kind of do, and you'll just have to take the next one the next time around. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if it's going to be a next time around, because like some of y'all saw on Instagram, I'm having a kid in January, um, first kid. So
congratulations.
yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Congrats, man.
Yo.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not see that. Congrats.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you. So that's going to take up.
Yeah, there goes your time.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Where the fire emoji at?
Yeah.
Baby Black IO.
Right. And my mind is still blown. Like, really, it's like to picture even having a kid and being able to like take care of one is like completely like a different mindset. But yeah, like I may not have one after this. I want to, but like we'll see. Like my priority is going to change, obviously. So either way, yeah. Yeah, this may be the last one, so definitely take advantage of this.
This is cool.
Yeah.
So I'm a part of the last class. Turn up.
Yeah, and we're going to
History.
in this class because I want y'all to really like get the job after. we going to do a lot. But yeah, for the first, I guess for the first 30 minutes, we'll do a code challenge, the code challenges just like last time. And obviously, whoever shares their screen has one less to do than the rest. And y'all, and obviously, if y'all all like took turns like sharing your screen, you just knocked down like one from the required 3 a week. So like that's just a hack that y'all can take advantage of. So we'll do that until 11, and then we'll optionally keep doing it, or y'all can work on y'all projects, and I'll just be here in the background to help y'all with it. So yeah, let's just start off. Who wants to share their screen? You can share it, and we'll just get to it.
I'll share my screen. I don't mind.
All right, cool.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up the VS Code right quick. Should have already had it open. Okay. And then let me pull up this Google it. Cool. All right, hold on. Now I'm in the process of sharing screen. That one and Google it. Okay. Yeah, maybe this one. Oh, shit, I'm tripping. There we go. All right. Can y'all see that? We good?
Yeah.
I can see.
All right, cool. So we are doing, hold on, let me see something right quick.
Did you get a chance
Just got-
to level up on the Cold Wars or whatever? I'm not sure how many.
Yeah,
To, um,
I'm on I was on fourth Q. They gave me the chance to level up to fourth Q. Sadly enough, I didn't do the challenge. I think I copied it down so I could level up still.
yeah,
But
yeah. Bring
yeah,
up one from the what's it called, from the hardest one, so we can like knock that out. I definitely want y'all to like see those hard problems too. Y'all already knocked
oh, you
y'all.
want me to do a hard one?
Yeah, the hardest like level on Cold Wars. Um, y'all knocked out a lot. Like it's like 50, it's over 50. There's like 60 of them or something like that now. So like I feel like it's getting easy for y'all. um, we'll do a
It's
hard.
been that. Now let me quit. Well, let me hold on. Let me open up this folder instead. Sorry, I should have. Here we go. Here we go. Google it. Y'all can see my code, my VS code, right? Or no?
No, just the screen right now. Just the Google Chrome.
We
Okay.
could before you clicked.
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah. See, I wish it would open in the same window. Hold on, I have to reconfigure a share because it's not gonna act right. So give me 1 second. We'll do this instead. Put that in the live view. Boom, 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 boom. Logging a lot of stuff. Clear that out because I don't like how that looks, that extra. All right. Oh my gosh. What? So I gotta reopen Zoom? Oh, this is what you do. Right there. New share. Add that in there. Boom by being. We can see again. Okay, have reading controls. Throw that over there like that. Here we go. All right. Googly. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Never. A function. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay, if anybody want to helps, I'm just gonna throw it out there 9. You can go ahead. Oh. So. Hello? Anyone there? Hello?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, we
Yeah.
read.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, dang, it's super silent.
So you impatient.
A little bit, slightly. I've been sick for a long time, so I am an impatient. Yes.
No,
You know, you like what I did there. You know you did
bro,
that.
no, man. Isaiah, the one is about to be a father, not you. Keep them dad jokes, man.
Yeah.
The dad jokes are the good jokes, what you're talking about.
Hey, no, though, I kind of messed with that one. though. That one was slick.
That's how you get the. All right, here we go. Still doing a little bit of setup. You know. Okay. Return blank. Turn it blank for. The time in a human readable format. Our padded digits. Padded 2 digits and padded 2 digits. Maximum time never exceeds 35, 99. Ooh, what kind of time we do? Is this
I have no clue with this. Like, is there any examples? I know that's probably an example, but here we go. 0:59.
oh, okay. It's
Oh,
time in seconds. And so it's gonna output the seconds in time. So
right.
90 seconds is 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay. No, I think I get it now.
This is a good one. This is definitely a good one. This is one of those ones that you will probably see like on a job, like the way just to like thinking through how to solve it. So it's a good one.
Okay, let's go. Take this one. 8, 6, 3. And I don't think this return blank. I think that's just there as a placeholder, even if it ain't. I mean, okay, here we go. So what should I do first?
Hey, could you scroll back up a little bit, bro, so I can read the top part again? Thank you.
Already. Let's see. So we're gonna go seconds divided by 6. Okay, we'll do this one.
You make one mistake in that format for the seconds. But you put 99 instead of 59.
Oh, okay, good. Nice. Minutes. That's the minutes. Then I want to shave off the 0 from that. So I'm gonna have to shave off everything that's okay. So we'll do hours first. So hours divided by, and then subtract off. Or subtract off this. And this actually is going to
I
equal,
think it's like
you breaking
I
up,
think it
Sam.
returns the time in milliseconds.
No, this seconds.
I said I think it returns the time in milliseconds.
This
Like
one?
from like the whole time. I think it returns it in milliseconds.
I think he said
So
it returns it in milliseconds.
Write a function that takes seconds and read into hours, minutes, seconds. So this is X hours, X minutes, X seconds. And I know 3,600 seconds is an hour. So yeah, no, this is an hour. Yeah, so this is an hour. And so it inputs in seconds, is gonna output in hours, minutes, seconds. So it's just basically telling me how many hours, minutes, and seconds is in this function here. This will never display 60. This will never display 60 because 60 seconds is a minute and 60 minutes is an hour. This will display no more than 99 because at that point, you know, I guess it'd be too much for these for this to hold. So they just want to keep it somewhat simple, I think. And this is seconds, 3,600, that's hours. I subtract off the hours, and then I have to multiply the whole thing by 12. I mean by 60. Tripping, big tripping. Multiply this by 60. And that's the minutes. But then if I subtract off, all right, hold on. Let me do this math right quick in my head just to make sure. Seconds. To get the whole number of seconds, what I need to do. So I got seconds. I'm gonna take that, divide that by 60. That's gonna be minutes. And this is pseudocode, so forgive me for I'm just
Right.
trying to
So
I'm
it
trying to
looks
figure
like
some things right quick.
you just basically doing the math to break down the hours, the minutes, and the seconds, and then you're gonna do the mathed out floor in order to return them into the final output, right?
Okay. So this seconds divided by divided by 3,600. That's actually hours. So this is how many hours in this amount of seconds. I subtracted off the integer, right? So the whole number off the front, and then multiply that by 36 seconds. Now I do this in Excel all the time. It's just I do it so quick, and then Excel got certain functions in there that I don't even think about. But I now have to really think about it to make sure that I don't screw this up, because so the hours are going to be strictly the whole number from this. So it's going to be the mapped out floor section. Oh, good. Talking through it actually helps. So this, put it at the top. So this is actually the hours right there. That's the actual hours. If I subtract the whole number off, and this is actually going to return a no, it ain't. So yeah, if I subtract off the whole number, yeah. So yeah, subtract off the whole number. This is going to leave me with the fraction of hours. And multiply that by 60, that's going to turn into minutes. Now, if I want to turn this to seconds, then I'll take just to make that a little more sexy. And then the leftover seconds will then be minutes minus yep. So it should be yes. Yes. I want to say that's it. I want to say it so badly. I want to say that so badly that it feels good. Yeah. It feels good. All right. So this is my logic right here. Hours always equals the seconds divided by 3,600. Like so 1 hour equals 3,600 seconds. So if I divide seconds by 3,600, I basically round off the whole number, and then round off the whole number. That's the pure hours. But I have to take that And the rest that's left over, I have to take that and subtract it off of the rest. So seconds divided by 3,600 again, subtract that off the whole number. Now I got the decimal that's left over from, you know, whatever this comes out to. Multiply that by 60 minutes. And now I've effectively changed that to minutes. Round down so I can get the integer, right? And then that's going to be my minutes. Take that, subtract it off, and then I still got to multiply by 60 seconds just to make sure that we, yeah, and that's that. Okay, and then I just output it to format. So return regex pattern string. Hmm.
Could you explain what that is?
Explain what
That function you're using there?
the Reggie
Reg
expression.
EXP.
Literally, it's the same thing. So it's the same thing that y'all been using. Right here. This Reggie expression right here. Does that look familiar?
Okay, yeah, I use that with the like if we was doing like a replace or something.
So, and then it got the underlines under it because this is not formatted correctly at all, but whatever. So it'll be. So that equals that would equal something like that. And then there's one more argument I gotta put in here, but I forgot what the argument was. Construct pattern. And I guess there's no case. And that's funny that I put the I in there, so I don't need that. Maybe I need the G though. Need the G. What the rest of these, what are properties at? Dude, I had the page with like the properties on the so tight. It was so cool. But I forget.
Yeah, I'm about to
I
look that
forget
up,
all the
man.
properties.
I like that, John.
I do.
The red man expression, Reggie Noble expression.
No, let's go. That's exactly what it is. But I'm finna be different. I'm finna use the backticks because I need to understand Reggie expressions a little more. So forgive me. A word? Man. Yeah, I'm gonna just use the backticks. The backticks are sexy enough. Okay. And now, so this will never go over 60 because I formatted it as such. I'm gonna have to test it anyway. So yeah, okay, I'm done. Just do this and then return time, kinda. That's what I wanted to see. Why am I getting this ugly number? Scheiße. Uh, That is not it. I made an error.
Hey, Ja, I woke up a little late this morning, man. Could you do me a favor and explain why you multiplied the seconds times 60 again?
Because 60 seconds is 60 seconds is in a minute. So I'm doing a lot of, I won't say a lot, but I'm doing a little bit of mental math. I do it like this. Minutes. 1 hour. Hold on, I'm having some thoughts. Give me one moment. I'm having to figure something.
No worries, man. I appreciate you breaking it down.
Something's wrong with this one. It just feel like something wrong with this one. This is cool. I feel like this is cool. But shit. This should just be 1 hour. Yeah, exactly. This should be 1 hour. It shouldn't be 23, nothing. Yeah, something wrong with this one. What is wrong with it though? It should be the seconds left over from this function here. So, oh, I'm funny. Yeah, I'm funny. I'm big funny too. Hold on. So first off, that would be more correct, but even that's still wrong. So I take the minutes, take the whole number off the minutes. The whole number would be this function, this actual function. There we go. Now I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? See, at first, I was just making noise, but now I'm making sense. There we go. Yeah, now that makes, there we go. Okay. So this function round down the amount of hours in this many seconds. This is literally just an hour to a seconds to hours conversion. So literally this is just a conversion. If I was to do it piecewise, it'll look something like this. It'll look a little something like this. I get it so you can have the pretty colors. It's called dimensional analysis, just to give you a heads up on it. So X seconds over, but we'll go seconds to minutes and minutes to seconds. Man, if I could draw this out, it'd be so much cooler to watch. But over, we'll just put seconds over 1. Now multiply that by, so we know there is 60 seconds in a minute, right? So 60 divided by 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry, 60 seconds in a minute. I'm tripping.
What
I
was
explain
your-
it.
What was your input for that again? Like what number did you put in there?
Oh, 86,399.
Okay, 86.
That was my input. Oh, here go to here's the input output right here. So 2359.59. So if I change this to 400, which is going to be my next test, if I change this to 400, it should equal just 24. And it doesn't because I have because I have an error. Okay. So yeah, see 24. Now I got to double down on the 0. So I'm going to put a if statement in there. I also have to make sure that it doesn't go over. Well, it won't go over because I guess the input ain't going to be that. So yeah, okay, fair enough. You know, it'll be that. So yeah, this is taking care of itself. Now I got to double down on the 0. So I could do a Reggie expression to do that. I'm probably just going to if statement it up and call it a day. But let me get back to explaining this this dimensional analysis right quick. X second over 1, which I don't have to put the over 1, but I'm doing it for a certain reason. So bear with me. And then we know that there is 60 minutes in an hour. So 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. Now, the reason this works, right, is because essentially this is 1. I'm multiplying by 1 because these are equal, right? 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So this function equals, so I'm multiplying the amount of seconds by 1 by 1. So I'm going to get the same thing. The reason that it's changing is because the units of measure is different. And so if I take the top and multiply up, I'm going to get seconds, minutes, hours. Now, when I divide by minutes, I'm going to divide by seconds. It's going to take out the seconds up top. I'm divide by minutes. It's going to take out the minutes up top. All that's left is hours. So if I take the amount of seconds divided by 60, then divided by 60 again, I'll get the amount of hours. Now, if I drew this out on a piece of paper, this would make so much more sense. And this is a unitless number, by the way. It doesn't really have to be here. But if I was to draw this on paper, and the way I would set it up would completely make sense, but honestly, it's just this. And I don't want to baby y'all, so forgive me if I am, because I'm pretty sure, most of y'all know what dimensional analysis is, but it's a way to convert using units, using known relationships between units. Like I said, because these are the same, essentially, like 100 centimeters is 1 meter. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So these essentially equal 1. So it's like you're multiplying whatever by 1. So you're not changing the value per se, you're just changing the unit. So that's that. But anyway, let us write this if statement. And if you got any more questions, please feel free to ask. And
I appreciate you
Okay.
breaking down your approach, brother.
ain't no thing. That's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, okay. So the reason why I had to add this part in there right here is because this is the actual minutes with the decimal on there. This is a rounded down version. So I'm pulling off the exponent because I know the decimal remainder of this function right here is the amount of minutes or the amount of partial hours that's left. Well, from that, I can extract some whole number minutes. I redo the math to get off that decimal again, and then I extract the whole number of seconds that's left off of that. Now, I could have probably done this the other way around, but it's much more complicated to me, so I'm gonna do it this way. That's it. So I'm gonna put an if statement up here, and I'm gonna use the same if statement as like the time clock is if. I'm funny, starting off with incorrect syntax. If hour is less than 10. Okay, yeah. If hour is less than 10, then we're gonna throw a 0 in front of that mug. Hour equals hour plus 0. Oh, ha 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 ha. Huh? 0. Zero plus hour. All right. If not, then you don't do nothing. And then I'm gonna do the same thing 3 more times, except for minutes and seconds.
Is that
Now
a
this
minus or
may-
equals? On
What's-
9:15?
On line 15.
Nine
You
fif-
said
9:15. Is that a minus
if
or?
hour equals 0. Oh, it's
Okay.
equal.
Okay.
Do I need to zoom? Can I zoom? I can't
That
zoom.
was me, my bad.
No, you good. Probably just need to zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in though. I know how to make the font larger. Yeah. So if min equal less than 10, and I just copy, paste, paste. I'm supposed to be copying and pasting it a lot more. So just to throw that out there. But since these are only 3 letters and I don't have a bunch of code and I can see the highlight as soon as I'm done, then, you know, I ain't doing all that. I know they all equal.
So,
0.
question.
Cool. Shoot.
So since you're reassigning the hours, minutes, and seconds, do we have to change those to let instead of const?
No. Oh, you know what? That may have to happen. Let's see. Let's actually try it. That'd be interesting to know.
Okay.
I feel like you're right. I feel like you're 100% right, but my man T. Look at him correcting me. I feel that. All right, there we go. Now it works. Okay, cool. So that should be the answer, low key. Oh, 60 minutes. Oh, well, let's throw some more comments in here. I probably don't have to throw comments because, I mean, 60 seconds. Minute. Do I round it? Making sure it's around. Spelled appropriate, grow. Think I spelled appropriate incorrectly, but it's the function. Takes the hour, subtracts off the. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna take all that extra stuff out. Oh, let's see. Should format correctly. Which is a problem I thought I was gonna have anyway. So now let's do. We're gonna always do the less than 10. If it's 60, it won't be less than 10. So we can combine it. Yeah, and I can do it strictly like this too. Because I don't feel like there should be no, yeah. Minus, so. 60. I'll just be thorough. It's above 60, equal to 60. Then hour equal and we're gonna round that up. And this I actually never, I don't have to worry about that. There we go. Minute is greater than or equal to 60. Then what do I want to do? And I want to go see and add 1 to hour and minute equals 0, 0. All right, that looks good enough. Run it. We'll do the same thing with seconds. Except so seconds equal to is greater than or equal to 60. It should never go over 60 because I'm already rounding these down. I could be way more thorough with this and do the math just to make sure that this gets broken off correctly. And yeah, so we're just gonna make it equal to 60. And then I'm gonna let edge cases just show themselves because I don't wanna overcommit. Let's see if it works all the way. See, that's gonna work.
So I think you're missing that equal sign in your if statement.
Do I have to?
Should be double or
equal
maybe
sign.
triple.
Oh, you're right. You're 100% right. It is triple. Because I want it to be exact. Because I'm messing with numbers. Oh no, equal, double equal, just in case. It should be exactly equal, low key, but I'm gonna still put double equal. So yeah, you're 100% correct. And had I looked at my console log, I probably would have caught that error, but I didn't look at my console log. So I mean my console log. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we good. All right, so let's clean it up a little bit. And I ain't finna take too long doing this. I'm literally just finna knocked that out right there. That wasn't hard at all. I thought it was gonna be way more difficult than that. All that statements, I should shift them back one. Whatever, man. I ain't
That kind of leads me
Okay.
to a question like, what when turning in these solutions, I never really see anybody leave comments, but I feel like it would be helpful if I'm reading somebody's code and I've never, they read it in a way I've never seen before. Leaving comments. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing, right?
I feel like it won't.
Oh, not at all.
definitely won't be a bad thing. Let me I guess whenever you submit that, I want to so I
Shoot out
did.
the solutions first.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So after we look at that, like I want to show y'all I want to show y'all how to do this like without comments, like something that makes like a lot of sense. I did it on my side, a lot different than Jay did it, but with similar ideas. So, but y'all can go through those.
You finna see the complete code, the better code.
Oh, not necessarily. I mean, yours is less lines. Well, actually, no, actually mine is less lines. But your very first solution was less lines. But y'all can go through the solutions real quick, and I'll show y'all this one after.
I don't know what this pad. Whoa. What are we padding? I kind of want to know what this is.
They concatenate everything in that first one.
Oh yeah, see, I don't even know what pad is. So it's pad parse integer seconds 60 divided by, so this is hours. Okay, parse that. Okay, that makes sense. So they're extracting the amount of hours here. Seconds 60 divided by the remainder of 60 divided by 60. What? So that's just one. I'm confused now. This right here don't make sense to me. This line right here, I don't get that. This is the remainder of 60 divided by 60. Or are they saying
which is
this is the
yeah,
huh?
one.
Right. That's what I'm saying. This is just one, but I don't know if this is supposed to be like.
That's throwing me off.
I don't know if this is supposed to be like the remainder of.
Yes, they're divided by 0. That's really weird.
Pad equals function x. Okay. So return x less than 10. If not, then okay, you just adding zeros. This just concatenating a 0. This don't do nothing. Okay, cool. So that's my if statement. So what the humane society is this?
That's not even like valid math. Because so 60 divided by 60 is 1 with the remainder of 1. So 60 actually no, order of operations.
The remainder is 0.
It's the order of operations. We'll do 60 divided by, we'll do seconds divided by 60 first, and then we'll do my 60. I was reading it wrong. Because we go.
Oh,
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah. So 60 divided by 60, seconds divided by 60, and then the remainder divided by 60 rounded to the nearest integer. Oh, I'm sorry, with the integer cut off. And I should have used parse integer. That would have actually been way better than math.floor or math.round. Like that would have been way better. I think I like that way more. Math.round is kind of, I don't know. I'm kind of sketched with this one. But it's cool because it's seconds. Anyway. And then seconds divided by 60. The remainder.
Right.
See, once again, the remainder of seconds divided by 60. I'm changing it to minutes. I'm changing it to minutes. Or the remainder. Oh, so everything that you take off the minutes. So this. Oh. Okay. No, I get it now. It makes sense. No, this is correct. Yeah, this is 100% correct. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Dang, I should have did this. Yo, this would have been way easier than Dennis. This is actually what I was thinking of, but I couldn't think of it fast enough. Good stuff. They tight. Yeah, they tight for that.
All right, let me share my screen real quick.
Okay. I think you can boot me. So you can just share over.
Um,
Just jump out. Yeah, it was fun. Let me say this.
let me all right. I'm gonna show y'all the almost complete solution. It's pretty much just need one thing, but I think this would be a good example of like how to write code without needing what's it called, the comments. All right, so let me just refresh real quick. All right, cool. So this is literally the exact same. I'm putting the same input in here, and I'm expecting like this as an output. As you can see, like when you gotta notice one thing here is that like we don't see any like numbers in here. The only numbers we see is these ones here. Um, and um, and even those ones have a description of what they are. So now we don't, whenever you're coding, right, and you're like, let's say we wanted to do this instead, right, divided by 3600. Like this has a name for it. Like people call this magic numbers, and it's called a magic number because we don't know where it came from. So why are we writing a number and not like not giving an explanation behind what it is? So instead, what you'll do is you want to store those numbers in variables with like descriptions of what they are. And as you can see, like literally, there's no numbers in here that's not described. So I'm gonna put a debugger here so we can walk through like what's going on. And just refresh. So we passed in the number this, and stop me if you have any questions. We passed in this number 86,399, right? We start off by initializing some variables. The seconds in the hour, there's 3,600 seconds in an hour, and seconds in a minute, there's 60 seconds in 1 minute, right? We just put those in variables. So now we want to get the hour. The hour is going to be the seconds divided by the seconds in the hour. So we have this as the hour, which is 23.999, whatever. But we know that when we say hour, we don't say all of this stuff, like all of this decimal stuff. We can't have, we can technically have a fraction of an hour, but we don't want to display a fraction of an hour. So the only thing I want to display is the whole hour, which is this variable, and that's why we're rounding down. That chops off the rest of this stuff right here. So that's the whole hour, which is just 23. Now, the remaining hour, the part that we didn't count for, will be the hour minus, will be this hour right here, minus the whole hour. Let me see what I get with that. So that gives me the chopped off part, that 0.99, the stuff that we didn't want to like count because we only wanted to count for a whole hour. Now what I want to do with that number is I want to convert that back to seconds. Because this is how many hours we have. I'm gonna convert that back to seconds because seconds is easier for me to work with. So in order to convert this back to seconds, I have to multiply it by the number of seconds in an hour. So we convert that back to seconds, and this is how many seconds, the remaining seconds like that we have to account for like calculating the rest of the stuff. So we got the hour. I mean we got the whole hour, which is 23. Now we're gonna go down to get the minute. Now the minute is the remaining seconds divided by the number of seconds in a minute. Literally the exact same thing we did here. And I'm gonna come back to this because I just remember I said it's the exact same thing I did here. So I'm dividing by 60 because I know it's 60 minutes in a second. So it just as before, we're gonna get a number, but we're gonna get a fraction. We don't want a fraction of a minute. We want a whole minute. So I'm gonna round this down. Round it down. We got the whole minute, which is 59. And now let's convert that back to seconds because, actually let's get the remaining first, which is the minute, minus the whole minute. We get that decimal stuff, but we know that this is in minutes. So now let's convert that to seconds. So in order to convert that to seconds, I have to multiply it by 60 because there's 60 minutes in a second. Now we have the seconds here. And obviously we don't want to display a fraction of a second either. We want to display whole seconds. And that's why I'm doing the round here, math.round. And that's going to get me to 259. And that gives me the whole hour, the whole minute, and the whole second by basically, converting each, like I did here, converted the hours first. I put it back to seconds, so I'm able to work with it, converted it to minutes, put it back to seconds, so I'm able to work with it. And then I did the round here. And a lot of this is like self-explanatory by just like the variable names. Now I could rename these ones like remaining seconds. Maybe I can put remaining seconds from hours and put remaining seconds from minutes for this one here instead of remaining seconds too. But that in itself, like having these variables be as descriptive is the comment, so to speak. So like from here moving forward, if y'all don't want to put the comments, it's fine, as long as the variables have very descriptive names. Like it has to be like obviously descriptive, because I want to get y'all in the habit of making descriptive things. And obviously I don't want y'all to just put numbers, like, put descriptions of what the numbers are. Any questions up to this point before I explain how we can like improve on this?
So would you say that's a best practice, or two ways of doing the same thing, meaning they either, like I said, have the comments or just have your descriptive variables? And the other thing is there like a best practice for how long those variable names should be?
Two good questions. So the best practice, I would say, to really use your judgment. A lot of the time I don't see comments, but when I don't see comments, I see descriptive variables. So writing a comment might be redundant at that point. Now you could write the comments and write the descriptive variable names, which would like give the other person even more help, which is fine also. So you can really just however you really want to do it. As long as somebody's able to read what's going on, that should be good. And the other one, it was the length of the variable names. Some people try to keep the length long, like smaller than like a certain amount of characters, so that it doesn't look like it's a huge name. For example, like this one is like, even this one, like it's creeping up on like, okay, maybe that's too long of a variable name. But obviously, honestly, like that's really someone's opinion. There is no real best practice with like how long a variable can be, as long as it's not like, as long as the variable name is like not like a whole sentence. If you can put like 2, 3 or 3 words in a variable name, that is what I see more often. At most, I will put 4 words, but I rarely put 4 words. Like here it's just seconds and minutes, remaining in seconds or whatever. But those extra ones is really up to you. You definitely want to try to make it as concise as possible while keeping it readable. But if you can't make it readable without having a long variable name, then I would say make the long variable name.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. Any more questions before okay. So I did tell you that like I was doing the same thing a lot. Like I'm literally doing the seconds divided by something. I'm getting the whole number and I'm spitting out the remainder. Like these things can like this is repeating myself. Like I'm literally doing the same steps. This whole thing and this whole thing is the exact same thing. The only thing that changed between these two is that I'm using number seconds an hour here, and I'm using seconds in a minute here. So when you see this, that we're able to break this out into another function. We can have a function use this same format and just passing variables into that function, because we're ultimately doing the exact same thing. Now, how something like that would look is like this. Like, so I would just do, and I'm not gonna worry too much about the naming right now. I'm just gonna put function 2. Obviously, I can name that a lot better. I would literally just throw this in there like that. Like if I notice that I'm doing the same thing, I'm gonna just throw the section in that looks the exact same, and I'm gonna start giving it like generic variable names. So this one say hour, maybe I'll say like time, and then replace all of the hours with like time here, time. This one says seconds. I think so. I'm using seconds in both cases. It says remaining seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass in the seconds here, and I'm gonna use this variable off of that. And whole hour, I'm just gonna say whole time, like that, whole time. We got seconds. We got, let me see, time and hours. I mean time and seconds and time. It starts to be like, okay, is this readable? Like I'm like seconds in time. And maybe I can name it something different. But either way, like this is how we make it generic. And this is remaining time. Remaining time. And this is seconds in time here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna return. I'm gonna return this because I wanna use this anytime we ended off like this, we ended up using that in the next like thing or whatever. So what I can do is say this, I can pass in the seconds like that. Let me see, and also I want to pass in conversion. I want to pass in. Let's name this conversion actually, because I feel like that's definitely a better that's a better name for it. Control Z. Conversion. I'm gonna pass in the conversion. So we pass in the seconds, pass in the conversion, seconds an hour. This gives me back. Actually, I need a few things out of this. The first thing I need is I need the whole number. I'm just gonna say whole num. And the whole num is this here. That's what I need out of that. And as you can see, like I made this object because I need to have more than one thing come back from this. I need the remaining seconds. So the remaining seconds going to be there. Did I use this already? Oh wait, common. Remaining seconds.
You called it remaining time.
Remaining time. Yeah. Let
You
me.
need that remaining time constant.
Yeah. Let me actually change this to remaining seconds. Remaining. Yeah. Let me change this because ultimately we're giving back seconds every time. Time. Hold on. Time. I'm just gonna multiply this by conversion up here. So that way we can just do this. Remember the shorthand for the key value pairs. If it's the same name, you can do this, or you can just leave that out completely. So that's the remaining seconds right there. And I think that's all I need to come back from that. So I can say, like I'm gonna do some destructuring here. Obviously, this gets a little fancy, and this is why I showed y'all before I did the conversion. We're pulling out the whole number, right? And we want to pull out the whole number as hour. We put this colon here. I'm not even sure if I went over this in the course. Wait, no, not colon. Is it the ASCII bit? There's a keyword here. We can pull out the key as another variable. Maybe I'm thinking about TypeScript. It's fine. Let's do this. We can pass in the key as well that we want to name it. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna pass in. We want to name this hour, and we're gonna pull out the hour. And this looks really fancy. I wanna break this down. for y'all, and I used that already. But so I'm passing the key, right? Right, that I want to get back from here as this parameter, and inside of the object, I put the key inside of brackets. I'm not even sure if I taught y'all this. Let me show you how something like that look. Like if I had like a function, right? Just call it A, and I had a key which was, let's say, hey, say hi, whatever, or say greeting. If I do A, we see greeting, hi here, because so we're able to also pass in keys as strings as long as we surrounded by square brackets. Because I know this pattern, I can pass in a key here and then give me back exactly what I want to pull it out as, which is hour. And I also want to get out.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, this is different. I'm showing this because like when you on a job, it's like people are gonna use these fancy like things that's in JavaScript, and sometimes you're gonna see it, you're gonna be like, I don't even know, I've never even saw it before. But just knowing these tricks, really does help. This is the other key I want to pull out, remaining from hours, and I'm gonna just say key.
That mug's sick though.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that mug's sick.
key 2. That was key 2. So I'm gonna pull out remaining from hours also. If I just comment that out, I would literally do the exact same thing for minutes, where I want to get out the minutes, put the minutes here, remaining from minutes. If I didn't mess something up, I'm hoping I didn't. Remaining from minutes. Okay, let's comment that out. We don't need none of that. This is, we don't need that either. And we needed the whole minutes, which is the minutes. No, I don't think we need this one either. We just needed this to go here. And I think that's it. I think we just got to drop these in. Hold on. This seconds, this is remaining from hours. I got to drop that in here for these seconds. I did mess something up. So I want to drop the seconds in from the hours. So we're going to use hour here, minute here, and we're going to keep whole seconds there. And this should give us the same thing. And we got rid of all of this stuff here. If I didn't mess something up, we'll see. Let's clear this, refresh. I did not include the debugger. Let's just see if I did this the right way. Almost, not really. I messed something up. But either way, I definitely messed something up here. But I'm sure if I debug it, if I go through and put a debugger, I can like figure out where I went wrong. But I just want y'all to see like a general idea of, obviously I got the hours right, but something went wrong with the minutes and the seconds. But the general idea is, you see something repeat, you definitely want to separate it out into a different function and basically like make it and don't repeat yourself. In this case, though, because I messed that up on the first time, and obviously this, I'm not sure how readable this is. I think either having this or the very first version I had would have been like acceptable either way. But yeah, I'm sure there's something.
I think it's that function too. The seconds and instead of remaining from hours.
Yeah.
It should be seconds and minutes.
Conversion. Oh, the conversion. It was wrong.
It's seconds and minutes.
Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. Let me see.
And then.
Hey Isaiah, what was that called again? Where you was the string from the object?
Oh, I'm I'm not sure if there's like a name for it, but yeah, I'm not even sure if there's there may be a name for it. I'm just not sure. But yeah, you can that's just the example.
Is that what you was calling deconstruction?
The boss.
Say it again.
Is that what you were calling deconstruction when you were deconstructing it? Is that what you was referring to?
Deconstructing was this here when we was pulling it, when we was pulling out the parameters that we needed. Let me actually debug this. Let me actually debug this real quick. And I'm gonna just so we can see like why this thing is like breaking, whatever. So we know. Let me put a debugger here as well. So I'm gonna go through this. Right. All right, cool. I'm gonna click this button here. Now we're in here. We have the seconds. Oh shoot! I know where I went wrong. I think Jay. I think you. I don't know if you were trying to say this to put it here instead, because this is the remaining seconds. Well, let me just do a refresh without this debugger, just see if that was the problem. Fresh. Yeah, that was almost a problem. So we fixed.
No, we got to get them seconds in order.
Which
I think your whole seconds.
So whole seconds is remaining from minutes.
I think that actually will be
Mm,
the whole thing.
I think that's here. I think that's it. Is that what you're saying? Is it remaining?
That may be.
This is the remaining.
Yeah, that may be it.
Minutes. Yeah, there we go. Let me copy this. I'm gonna give y'all this code in case y'all want to like go through it or whatever. I'm gonna copy this. I'm just gonna Control Z all of this stuff to get back to how it was before. And then I'll just.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can we get the function?
Yeah, I copied it. I'm about to.
Okay.
Paste it in as soon as I go back to how it was before.
Make sure you don't accidentally hit that Control C, slide over to that Control X.
Yeah. And I be thinking about that every time I do this. I'm like, yeah, let me not like lose what I have, what I already made.
That beautiful castle that you built.
Very cool. So this is it here. This is the refactor. And it's how it was before.
That's so sick.
This is more lines, obviously, but if we wanted to reuse this repeating thing, we can reuse it somewhere else. So, yeah, I'll give you all of this if y'all curious about it. I'll just drop this in a Slack. Speaking of Slack, how standard Slack is. This other Slack right here is the other company. They literally just communicate over Slack. So when y'all go to the interview, y'all already gonna know what Slack is, and obviously companies use this. Let's see. Let's drop this in here. This thing's in the way. Let's do this.
So yeah, it was triple backticks for the code box.
Yeah, it was 3 and then 3. So it was like 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Oh, I guess it's 3 by itself. Okay, I thought it was like 3 and then you surround it with 3 more. Okay. Yeah.
And then what about the code, the actual turning it orange?
Right,
That's just backticks.
Yeah. Yep. Just regularly, just 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It used to be different.
Cool.
It used to be like surrounded with. You put 3 backticks up top and then 3 backticks at the bottom. But it's good that they put that shortcut because it's like, why not just put 3 of them as the code block? Yeah, I know I didn't leave y'all much time to work on our projects. That's my fault. Let me y'all want to do the projects? I mean, y'all can do them now if y'all want, or y'all can do another code.
So before Before we jump into the next thing, can I ask a question about my last Cold War post?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was it?
Yeah. So you want to review the one that you did before, right? And we can.
Yeah, it was I answered it, but then I posted the concise version of it,
Mhm.
one line. It's just a quick question on
Yeah,
it,
go ahead.
really.
It might be better for us to do this anyway because we only have 20 minutes left.
20
So
minutes. Yeah.
yeah.
Let me get back to it, pull it up real quick. All right, so I'm about to share my screen real quick. Okay, can everybody see the Cold War screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so pretty much this is the last Cold Wars that I posted in Slack, and I had another explanation, another solution for it, which was this, and I simplified it to this one line right here. Now, my only thing is it was coming back as pretty much incorrect, but I had to switch around the 8 and the 9 back here. And I think it was maybe either earlier last week or week before that, I'd asked Jay about the question mark. And he said pretty much that's a way to shorten, the FL statement. So I said, okay, let me give that a go to, kind of clean it up, shorten it down, see how it works. So from everything I gathered from it, pretty much it was saying that the 9 should be back here since this is going to be in place of the else, but they wouldn't let me through until I switched it around. So my question is, would y'all know why this is swapped out opposed to, the 8 being first since it's the if?
It looked like the 8 supposed to be first. I don't know why they not taking the 8 first.
Mhm.
I feel like let me see. Your if statement. Could you test it real quick? Like
Yeah.
both like the original first and then yeah.
All right, so boom, that's that one. And I'll do
Oh,
the
question.
attempt. What's up?
Hold on. Question, Isaiah. Is zero's a truthy value, isn't it?
No, it's
So 0 is falsy.
shoot.
So that's saying that
That's
if
why.
it has a,
Go ahead.
if it doesn't have a remainder, so if it is even, that's gonna equal false. And that's why you have to put the 9 first. Because if it's even, then the remainder of num divided by 2 is gonna be 0. So it's gonna be false, which means it's gonna be odd, essentially. Like by that function, it's gonna be odd. So 0 is a falsy value. That's why.
Right.
Okay,
In other
so,
words, like so your if statement on line 8, right? You have
Huh.
You have num mod 2 double equal 0. So you flipped it almost. So if you just had num mod 2, that would give you 0, which is false. But since you have does 0 double equal 0, that gives you true. So your condition is wrong. Your condition, yeah, so let if you deleted the 0 that equal double equal 0, you would have to switch it there, which would match up with what they want you to put.
okay, because I was thinking that from what they gave in the description is pretty much saying that 8 if it's an even number, and then 9 if it's if
All right,
it's
so
not.
this
So
what you can do, right? Make that condition the same. Make that condition exactly the same. Keep it like that, Now, on line 1, I want you to do, so put that back in and you have num mod 2, put double equals 0 in there, and then put it how you expect it to be.
Okay, so you said just double equals 0 right here.
Right. Right, and then put the 8 first and put the 9 second, and it's going to work. Because this now we're comparing the same condition. Before we weren't comparing the same condition.
And I even ran it. I took all of this out and just had it. So
Say it again. You were breaking up on my side. Yeah.
when I ran it, it was as is, and I have any, down here. Just had it one across.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't have,
Go ahead.
I didn't have anything else posted with it. Just this line, with the 8 and the 9 switched around. So
Okay. Yeah, I think your screen was frozen. It just loaded on my side, so that looks like it's right now. So yeah.
okay, sorry. Am I coming through clear now? My connection was going in and out.
Yeah, you coming in clear now.
Okay, cool. But yeah, the 0 here did, I guess corrected in a sense. Now per what they're looking for, it just said if it's even, then it will be 8. I guess why would the 0 be needed? Well, why was the 0 needed here to
Yes,
make the 8?
How do you check if something is even? Like
So
what do you have to write to check if it's even?
What I have for the even was just simply the module 2.
That doesn't give us any information on if it's just mod 2 by itself. It don't tell us whether or not it's even or odd. It's just giving us the remainder.
Okay.
In order for us to see if it's even or not, we have to see if the remainder is 0. If the remainder is 0, which is why we put that double equals 0, then it's even. But if the remainder is something else, then it's odd. So that num mod 2 by itself, it don't help us to determine if it's even or odd until you add that double equals 0.
Okay, because then at that point it'll be the remainder to be okay.
Right, and then you're comparing it to 0 or.
So this is the indicator for even or odd, opposed to it being okay.
Yeah, well, the whole thing by like the whole thing by itself. So
if I literally, if I just did module 0, that would just come back unidentified, right?
Yeah, that it would give you an error. It wouldn't know what to do with it because it see a modular sign right next to a double equal sign.
Or just or just this wouldn't.
No.
Okay, something about this just doesn't look right, and so yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's like saying a number divided by 0. What's the remainder of a number divided by 0? I'm not even sure. I feel like that might give you an error.
Infinity.
Yeah.
That's that ain't gonna work. No, the way to read
should be argument expected 18. 16.
Oh, it gave you 18. That's interesting.
What they was gonna say here.
It converged to 18. But the way that you would read the original, what you had is if well, I said like this, is the modulus of the number divided by 2 equals 0? That's the question you asking. If it is, then 8, then put 8 in that place. If it ain't, then put 9 in that place. That's how you read in that second part right there. So you asking the question, is the modulus of the number divided by 2 equals 0?
Okay, right. And so with it, how it was before, let's do it. So as it was like this is pretty much the number remainder of 2. If that's pretty much, and this is just basically saying, like you said, if it can be divided, pretty much break down by 2 or remainder of 2, which that doesn't prove it's even or odd. That'll leave it as
go
false
ahead, I'm sorry.
Conditioning.
Well, so that reads, is the number divided by 2 a truthy value? If it is, then put 9 in its place. If it's not a truthy value, then put 8 in its place. 0 isn't truthy, 0 is falsy. So it'll be falsy, and then it'll give you 8. But you want to check if it's even or odd, not if it's truthy or falsy.
Right.
Yeah, or true or false or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why that doesn't necessarily work. It works because there's only 2 conditions. Like it's a on-off switch essentially. So it's either even or odd. There's only like 2 possible answers to that. Like it's only gonna be true. There's nothing really in between. So you could leave that there and it'll still work if you just switch the numbers, because it's only a heads or tails type thing. It's only a 1 or 0.
And you mean
That's
is
the
it
only way.
as
That's
is, or how we had it switched around, the aftermath?
leaving it as is. It'll actually work
Yeah.
because
As
it's
the
the
solution
opposite.
that it took, and that's why I was confused on it. But I know, I said based off what we talked about, I was trying to use the mod 2 as a way of seeing if it was even, when not actually testing to see if it was even or odd. So
Yeah.
I guess this part was, I thought I was confused on this end, but I was really confused right here. And that's when I was missing this to get this switched
Yeah.
around. So yeah, I was looking at the wrong part. I was questioning the wrong part of the layout, since this down here works, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny because that's why I said it's the shorthand of the if statement. Because if you would have just copied that straight out of that if statement, that
Mhm.
if you would have copied that condition straight out the if statement, then that would have been right.
So
Exactly how you seen it.
which is what I thought, which is why I was thinking that the 8 should be here, since it's the 8 in the if statement. You know what I'm saying? I thought the 8
But you didn't copy the condition exactly
here.
though. So if you would have copied that exact condition, like num
Without
mod 2
multiplying the number.
equals num mod 2 double equals 0. If you would have copied that part out exactly how you got it in the if statement, then it would have worked like you did, like it is up there. Then it would have worked correctly, minus the placement of the 9 and 8, of course, and what you got already.
Okay, yeah, okay, yep, that makes sense for sure.
This is a good one to look at too, because like this is definitely a mistake I can see people making. Yeah, definitely always copy the exact same condition, because as soon as you modify that condition, you could potentially like be in the wrong code block. You can be in like the if code block as opposed to the else. So, but yeah.
Yeah, because I was definitely confused on why that was swapped. So yeah, that was it was a real good fundamental step for I'd say for a not too challenging equation. You know, like the task itself wasn't super difficult to understand. Just the layout of it was like, yeah, that was a good thing to pick up on. So now using this going forward, I know, how to apply this to more difficult, what I'm saying, problems.
Yep.
But yeah,
That's
that
the
was my
fun part
question,
about using a new syntax on easy problems. Like you can use the new syntax, and it's easier to debug, and you ain't doing no whole project. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's why I really like the 8Q here, because even though, like I said, the particular goal isn't super complex, it's just that it's a real good thing to get the fundamentals, kind of your structure together, so you kind of have an easier way. Because a lot of times I understand exactly what they want to happen. So even at the one that you did, like, okay, I'm understanding what it is that you want, just I'm trying to picture the layout in my head of how I should start it, or how I should, structure it. Because what I find myself doing is I'll know what I'm trying to do. It's just me actually building that on the screen will be the part that I end up having an issue with. So if I'm like real close, I'm like, man, okay, I'll try it as many times as I think I can, before actually checking the solution. And then if I check it out, it'll be like, oh, okay, well, I had everything right, but like this one thing, type ordeal. Like it was this one very quick concept I could have posted that would have been like, yeah, that would have, brought everything together or made it smooth. So
Yeah, the way I, and this may not be right, but the way I do it is when I want to build something, I start piece by piece. So first I'll figure out, what I'm trying to get out of it. And then I start walking backwards as, okay, what do I need to do in order to get it? Like I need
Right.
to, I guess in the example of the clock or whatever the case is, like I know what my output's supposed to look like. I know what my input is. So now I have to figure, how do I walk that input up to the output? So I
Mhm.
have to convert from seconds to minutes and minutes to hours at the very least in order to get those 3 units. Okay, so I tried to do that, ran into some issues. What were the issues? I have to extract off the remaining time. So Isaiah pretty much did the exact same thing. His was a little bit more fleshed out, but it just like even a parse integer did the exact same thing. I have to convert seconds to hours, and then I have to extract off the whole number of hours.
Mhm.
Then from that, I have to uh, somehow get minutes, and I have to extract the whole number off the minutes, and then I have to take the remaining off the minutes to get seconds. So however I go about doing that, however many steps I go about doing that, however way I know how to, then I'll start slowly walking up to that final solution, like step
Right.
by step by step, taking care of any issues I run into or any
Mhm.
bad logic that I had in the process of creating it or whatever the case. So
I
that's
think
that's dang near how you start a problem, Loki. Go ahead.
That
No,
makes sense.
I think that's dope, John. And I really like the way that Isaiah broke it down as far as naming the variables in order to help you kind of visually see it too, right?
Yeah, having them
That
specific
that
names
was
too.
dope. That was dope, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because once you pass the specific names to the variables that you're using, then it makes it so much clearer to see too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because as you break it down step by step, and then you have the variables, naming what they name. You know what I mean? It just the illumination is very
Yeah.
clear.
It's almost like
Yeah.
he notated it in the middle of like doing it. So it's like you know exactly what's going on, even though he didn't use any like notes in between the code. It's like, okay,
But
now you have the seconds, you know what I'm saying, here and the minutes and what it is that this function is gonna figure out to do for you. You know, it's like, yeah, that makes
and
it
it keeps you on track too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
and
definitely.
you can actually see exactly just like with the little part that we just saw with the issue with the 4 digits being in the last part of the issue. I mean, the last part of
Mhm.
the output. You were able to see it very very easily. Just be like, oh, remaining minutes. Oh, okay, let's just add it there.
Yeah.
So
It's like
that was
it's like
yeah.
the function name started as the solution, and then like the breakdown of it was like this should be going on inside of this solution. So when you debug it, they said that step by step pretty much give you exactly what it is you was trying to do, or it lets you know like where you messed up at.
Man, y'all didn't hear me because I had it on mute, but I was over here cheering and shit. Like, man, it dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I be having to remember with coding and like in general, because before this I was kind of just doing like some game making software that didn't require code. It would have helped you if you knew how to do it, but it was like a platform just kind of get you familiar with it. And I compare it to code just because it was super literal. So, and I know I probably said this before as well sometime earlier, but you're trying to make you're trying to make stuff on screen happen. Sometimes there's no direct function for how to do that. Like I think I was like talking to Isaiah with this when we had like a meeting outside of class at some point. It was like you can't make a function on screen or a character on screen jump necessarily. You just have to tell it when I push this button, move X amount of inches pixels into the upwards motion, and then either go forward X amount spaces, and then you have to literally tell it to come down because it won't automatically do it. So having to remember that you literally have to step by step it. So you can put math in on the code, but it's going to do it, but it's like, okay, now what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to like walk it through each individual piece. And even
You talking about RPG Maker?
I guess just in general, yeah, just general
So that
game
RPG
making.
Maker.
Because I was working with one that, like I said, it
That's
didn't
like
code was optional for it. It was just helping you like build like quick platform and get you familiar with how you'll put in the controls of like moving the character across the screen and interacting with the stuff on the screen. Like if character
Yeah.
touches this particular, setting or this exact, like you put a red square on screen. If any time the green square touches the red square, then you lose, or the life bar will move X amount of feet down. Like, yeah, it was real specific like that. So it made you break down very, very literal parts to get it together. And with coding, you pretty much doing the same thing. So it was dope in comparison to it.
You literally got to tell your character how to jump.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
It's a SOP, essentially, standard operating procedure. Like
Mhm.
it'd be the same thing, super duper literal, super duper exact, every single
Right.
step.
And see,
Yeah.
with that, what would happen is if you just put, okay, click and then move up with one of them, if you didn't set the rule of like how far to go up, that boy would literally just keep moving up the
Space.
screen until it's outside of the scene. So you would have to tell it,
Yeah.
okay, up, and then maybe let's say 20 pixels and then down. Other than that, it'll just go up and it'll just be stuck in the air the whole time as the screen is moving. So like, yeah, you would have to accommodate for every step of the way.
Mario, use floating jump.
Exactly. That boy Mario would be stuck in that one little jumping motion, just floating across the screen pretty much at that point until he touches ground again.
Heck, nah. That was fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed today. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to break down those problems. But yeah, it's already 12. So basically, I think that the presentation should be next Sunday. I think that's like the third week. So y'all have this whole week. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday though. And yeah,
The 21st.
and like I said, is it the 21st?
No, the 14th. The 14th.
Next Sunday would be the 14th.
Today is the 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next Sunday is the 14th.
Cool. So yeah, it's due on the 14th. So yeah, and then like I said, the team leads will be the ones to present. So just make sure y'all finishing that up. On Tuesday, we'll do the same thing where I'll just come through and make 2 breakout rooms, and I'll just sit and answer any questions. And if y'all have questions throughout the week, like, feel free to ask me. If you get stuck on anything, let me know. Because I'm just here to unblock you from any like roadblocks, basically. But I want y'all to like finish it through, and like I said, the leads will be the ones that's presenting the pages that you've done as a collective. So yeah. Any questions? If there's no questions, I'll see everybody on Tuesday.
Can I ask Sam a question real quick?
Mhm.
Sam, when your computer had died and we was going over the merge, it was one of the issues was that I had our navigation bar for I put it on each page, but when you worked on it, you had a different nav bar. If you wanted to keep yours, you would have to just go in and delete the code from my nav bar on your page, because we just push for both to go through. Or if you want to keep my nav bar, then you would have to take out yours.
Okay, I removed my own nav and added the one you did to the sign up page.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I said the nav bar you did, I added it back to the sign up page and I removed the other one I did, the one I did at first.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if y'all want to continue on a Zoom, that's fine. If y'all want to continue with it, I'll just assign one of you the host, and y'all can decide whether or not y'all want to stay and work on it. It's really up to y'all. But I'll see y'all on Tuesday. All right. I'll just I'll assign it to you, and if you want to leave, you can just assign it to somebody else. All right.
Okay. Have a good night. Well, good weekend. Rest of the weekend.
Hey, is it make sure you stop the recording too?
Thank you. I almost forgot. Yeah.